the ghost of Christmas future had floated into the hallway at my high school and had stopped me and been like, hey, Janine, I have a crystal ball here. Do you want to see where you're going to be at 35? I'd been like, totally, yes, absolutely. I'm sure I'm going to be married and rich and famous, like I don't know for what, but of course, show me. And if the ghost of Christmas future had been like, yeah, none of that's going to happen, but what you will have going for you is that you will have 90 days off of heroin that day, and that will be an amazing achievement for you at that time. I would have thought, like, this is the AP wing of the school, like this can't be right, And my sober living was in Vista, and I went outside and I was doing, so again, like the recovery things I was doing, and one of the things that we do is we meditate. And I was doing this meditation, and I went outside and I was doing this meditation, and I did the thing, and I was like breathing for 20 minutes, and I got done, and I like took my headphones out, and I was overcome with gratitude that I wasn't dope sick, we call it. And dope sick means you have to get heroin or an opiate of some sort within like 4 to 6 hours. Otherwise, you're like on the ground, literally. And it's an awful cycle to live in. You can't do anything, like you can't go anywhere, you can't travel, you can't have friends, because you have to get well within, you have to find $20 within 4 hours, like no matter what it takes. And it's an awful cycle to live in, and I had been living in it for a very long time. And I opened my eyes and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm not like dope sick right now, And then I looked up and I saw that there was this like beautiful view off the deck of my sober living. And I had considered my sober living very like rundown. And I thought, wow, that's so beautiful. Followed pretty quickly by the thought that like, well, that didn't just get there while I was meditating. Like that's been there. Why couldn't I see that? I have never seen that view before in my life. And then I realized that that moment of gratitude for not being sick had like cracked my heart open enough, just enough, that I could be present in the moment and see that. Followed by, oh my gosh, did my heroin addiction like leave me more grateful? Did I just like get the gift of gratitude from that? This thing that I have been so ashamed of and so embarrassed of. And I started in that moment, and like this was a process, but I started in that moment to like let go of some of my shame and regret about what had happened, because I felt, and what I was feeling in that moment, and I learned this later, what I was feeling was post-traumatic growth.